Hey guys, welcome to Layman's Terms, the place where we talk about really big topics using the smallest words possible. I'm Danny the bartender.
And I am Tommy the trash man.
And together, we're just two guys trying to explain the ever-changing world around us the only way that we know how. And today, Wing It Wednesday, and we're going to talk about something that's a little bit of a surprise to Tommy. So I'm going to go ahead and just read the headline of this article. A man's penis fell off due to sepsis. Doctors grow a new one on his forearm. Malcolm McDonald lost his genitalia to a severe infection and now sports a bionic penis on his left forearm. Dude, I have to fucking read this part to you. So, after a mechanic from the United Kingdom lost his penis, medical innovators fashioned him a replacement out of existing tissue, and now it rests on his left forearm. 45-year-old Malcolm McDonald suffered from a perineum infection, which led to a severe case of sepsis in 2014, which spread to his extremities, turning his fingers and toes black. Then it began to also affect his genitalia. Now, his quote, this is the greatest part about this. "When I saw my penis go black, I was beside myself," McDonald told The Sun. "It was like a horror film. I knew deep down it was gone and I was going to lose it. Wait. Then one day it just dropped off on the floor."
Oh my God.
For 2 years afterwards, McDonald says his life fell apart until he was referred to Professor David Ralph, a urologist at University of College London Hospital, who specializes in penile reconstruction surgery. Ralph and his team partially removed a section of skin, blood vessels, and nerves from McDonald's forearm and shaped it into a replacement phallus. A urethra was then created via surgery, and two tubes and a pump were inserted, which would allow the new penis to achieve mechanical erections. Once the penis was finished, the shaft was detached from the arm, allowing it to grow additional skin and tissue while dangling freely. The original intention was for the new penis to be surgically reattached to his groin in 2018, 2 years after the original procedure. However, due to various scheduling issues, illness, and more recently widespread delays caused by the coronavirus pandemic, McDonald's new penis has been on his arm for the last 4 years, and it looks like it might be staying put for the foreseeable future. Dude, that's fucking insane, dude. And the worst part is, the way I found out about this is somebody else was talking about it, and they were saying, like, dude, on the picture, they have it blurred out. Like, you can't see the fucking dick. It's the dude, like, holding his forearm, or it's blurred out. And somebody was saying, and I agree with them 100%, they're like, dude, they're like, I feel like something was taken from me. Like I was robbed of something. They're like, I want to see this guy's dick.
Okay, well, all right. So first of all, I wasn't expecting it at all. And as I'm listening to this story, there's so many different things that I want to fucking come back with. And all I can think of right away is, despite everything that's going on in the world right now, we're living in the greatest fucking time ever. I mean, because think about, let's just dissect this for a second. Now, this guy was a mechanic, you said, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he's an average guy, and let's go back fucking 60 years, and his penis turns black and then falls off.
Falls off. The worst part was it, like that was the thing, is when I first saw the story, I just thought, like, they said to him, we're going to have to take your penis off and then grow it on your forearm, which is a horrifying, like, the whole thing's horrifying. But to have your penis turn black for a length of time and then it falls off and you're like, I got to do something about this.
Yeah, and like, just think about it, because like I may be off on the time periods here. I'm not exactly sure when it was. Maybe like the fucking 1900.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go on my story. Like, maybe like the 1900s to 18. I'm not exactly sure, but you used to go to your barber for like infections, for like toothaches. And that's what the barber pole outside, the red and white, you know what that symbolizes, right?
Not exactly, no.
So it was blood was the red and the white was the bandages.
Well,
And
I know that even going back to like Egyptian times, anybody who dealt with anything like fingernails, hair, teeth, they're all dead. They're all dead things that are on you. So if you deal with hair, like a barber was considered like a mortician because they dealt with dead. You know what I mean? That's a true thing. Like, I don't know when that stopped, but that I could see how that leads up to a barber being associated with the rest of that shit. But go ahead.
so
I'm sorry.
it would be like bloodletting. So like now just imagine this dude, like now all you got to go to your barber for is a fucking nice ass fade. That's it. There's a fucking specialist for your fucking cock falling off and the fucking replace on your fucking elbow.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Well, first off, I would think like the crazy part is I would think it's over. Like that is that. I mean, I think that's what you're saying too, is like, if I turn around and I'm like, my penis is turning black and it fell off, that's the end of it for me. That's over.
Well, usually I would think if my penis is turning black, that's a perk. Like, I mean, black is in size or black is in,
Well, wait, the first thing I said when I heard this is like, maybe this thing's still growing on this guy's arm because I ain't taking it off until it's a length I want it to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to grow it back exactly the same size it was.
No, well,
wait a little more.
That was the other aspect of this whole thing. So like, this dude could just go to a fucking bar. Now, I'm hoping that they put a nice looking penis on his fucking elbow. But he could walk into a bar and not have to drop his fucking pants, not anything, and strike up a conversation with a woman or whoever. I mean, a guy, get whatever the fuck whatever fucking, floats your boat. And all you got to do is show your elbow. And like, that's not sexist. There's no sexual.
Like, does it get hard? Does it get hard?
I don't know, but that's.
Ooh, I'm getting excited.
Yeah, like I'm just imagining like how many girls or guys, whoever, and they see the size of it and they're like, well, you know what? Because there's an element like you take a guy home from the bar, maybe they're like, what the fuck's this guy working with? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then maybe it's a little disappointment.
Yeah.
But right from the get-go, you're at a bar, the guy's got his elbow on the fucking bar and his fucking dinglings flapping in the wind.
They get to see it all.
And that's it.
It better be big. Like that would be one perk is like, now it's a foot long.
But like, so if
We've made you wait too long, like coronavirus, now it takes like fucking, they're like, sorry, man, but you got a 14-inch wang growing on your fucking forearm.
Well, imagine, like, there's so many things. Like, imagine this dude goes to the gym and he's like fucking working out on the treadmill, whatever the fuck he's doing. Yeah, like he's fucking doing his biceps. And obviously there's blood flowing, so now this dude's getting erection on his fucking elbow.
He could definitely suck his own dick now.
Yeah, or like he's
whenever he wants to. Like, what's that guy doing on a bus?
Like, he's fucking at the gym and he's like, yo, bro, can you give me a spot on this? And he goes, his fucking penis is flapping around.
That is absolutely absurd, though, where fucking that science has gone far enough where they can grow a dick. Like, what I don't understand is, really, this is the part I don't understand is, like, do they have to form it into a dick, or do they just kind of like plant the seed and it grows into a dick? You know what I mean? Like, do they like, how do they know it's going to grow into a dick?
Well, I don't think there's a seed that you can plant to grow a dick.
But that's what I'm trying to say is like, like in other words, like you mess with the fucking DNA at like a molecular level and then it grows into a penis, or do you have to keep going back and like is it just tissue? You know what I mean? Like, are they just growing tissue and making it into a penis, or does this thing have like a set genetic code to turn into a penis?
I think the guy should just go all out and get a vagina on his other elbow.
Yeah, just
like, it's like, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you got all the bases covered,
dude. But that's the thing too. Like in the picture, he's like holding it over. Like, I wanted to kind of surprise you with the thing, so I didn't want to send it to you. But it doesn't matter anyway, because like the picture is just him, like the picture is literally him leaning up against a tree in a park with like his arm out, and then there's just like 5 inches coming out of his arm, like blurred out.
Imagine. I wonder if that dude uses that as like his dating profile picture. If he's on like Match.com, he's leaning up.
That's what I think it was. It was like his Tinder profile.
Yeah, like he's like leaning up against a tree. It's all fucking beautiful setting, and then boom, his fucking wang's on his elbow.
I'd be watering that thing, feeding it.
And he's like imagine how many women are like zooming on the picture, like, is that a fucking penis?
Yeah. What
the fuck is that a tattoo? Is that real?
Something special for you ladies.
Yeah. I just full disclosure here, ladies.
I feel like there's so many fucking funny things that I can't even think of them. Like I'm thinking like, how they say like, I got like a baby's arm down there. It's like, well, there's a joke in there. I can't fucking find it, but
I got a baby's arm literally on my arm.
Yeah. Or whatever. When they reassert it, it's going to be an arm. But yeah, dude, I mean, like, that's fucking insane. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know how much more we can fucking elaborate on this guy's dick, but that's a wonderful fucking story.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to, I feel like you could probably dedicate a whole show to that,
but anyway, so what's new in your life, Tommy? Anything new?
Nothing.
No, any closer on women?
Yes, actually, there's a few prospects,
Good.
from dating sites. There's one girl in particular who I thought could potentially be a great guest for the show. I don't want to give too many details, but she is an author. So that is something that.
Did you tell her that you don't read the books?
Well, funny thing is, she actually asked me. No, she asked me, "Do you read? Do you like to read?" And I said, "Well, not exactly." But see, here's the thing with reading. So, the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Did you ever hear that?
The book, yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know if I never like read it.
Okay, fantastic.
I've heard of a lot of books, Tom.
You know what? And I'm sure, I'm sure that I've actually mentioned on the podcast 500 times. It's actually something I was thinking about earlier. Like when thinking about doing our episode, am I saying things that I've already said before in previous episodes? Which I apologize if I have. I'm sure I have, but whatever, deal with it. So this book was incredible. I read it super quick, and I recommended it to several people. But then I get other books that I pick up, and I just am struggling to get past the first couple pages. And I'm starting to realize that I think audiobooks is probably the way to go for me, because it's just,
well, dude, it's the same thing. I don't care what anybody says. Unless it has something to do, unless there's something with like your eyes and a muscle or something. Other than that, you're getting the information. I hate when people like book readers. I don't know what the fuck you're called to book readers. But
those people that read the books, they're
but like this whole thing of like, because I do this from film. Like, I watch a lot of documentaries and I learn a lot of shit. And people have said to me shit like, "Oh well, what do you like?" As if you're not learning the same thing. And it's like as if movies, then like by watching a documentary, you're getting some. If I'm watching a documentary based on a fucking book about World War II, I doubt they're sneaking in fucking shit I don't know. You might not be getting all the information in the same way you get it in a book, but then therefore an audio book is just reading the fucking book to you. And if you're listening and comprehending it that way, then fine. If I'm a very visual and audio guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So whenever I try to read, dude, I hate to say it, man. Like, if anybody's out there, you might know how to dissect me for having a fucking problem. But whenever I read like 3-4 pages in, sometimes I turn around and I'm like, I was reading and I was simultaneously dreaming.
Yeah. Like you don't know what you just read.
But I just read it.
No, I know. There's definitely times where I catch myself and I'm like, I got to go back
Yeah.
and read like the last paragraph or so.
I think that's ADD.
It could be. Maybe it was from being from Southwest. It might have been in
Yeah,
the water.
you're always
I don't
like
know.
your brain's always watching your back while you're reading.
Yeah, I don't know. We got some smart folks that came out of Southwest, so I don't know.
Dude, when go ahead.
No, but I know exactly what you're saying, and you know, there's certain, and it's also what you're interested in. Like I said, that book, the last book prior to that I probably read that I couldn't put down was the Da Vinci Code, and that was years ago.
Before the movie?
Before the movie. Like, I absolutely loved that book. I couldn't put it down. The same thing with Angels and Demons. Now, but some of his other books, Dan Brown, The Inferno, whatever, I forget some of the other, I just couldn't get into them. And they were from the same, it's still the same plot, the same characters, just different stories. But for whatever reason, maybe it's that I'm getting older. I don't know. But I know exactly what you mean. And this girl who is an author, so she asked me that question, and I told her, I explained to her the same thing I just said, and she was like, "I hate it." She's like, "I hate reading," and she's like, "And I'm an author."
That's great, and I could understand that too because I feel like I wouldn't mind. I'm not I have no problem with writing and shit. I just couldn't be arsed to fucking read. So
Yeah.
remember that, everyone, that, reading isn't for everyone.
Yeah. What was wait?
It's okay. It's okay to be illiterate.
I just thought of reading rainbows. That just popped in my head, like when you were like,
dude, that was my shit. I don't even know why I used to love that shit at the end. I feel like he would talk about like 3 different books was the whole thing about books? And he would come out and I'd be like, that's the one-eyed guy from Star Trek.
Yeah. I forget that guy's name, but he was pretty awesome.
Yeah. He has a cool name too, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's when we need some third person, like where it could be like, look that up, Tommy, while we fucking continue.
Yes. If we need like somebody super, super smart that reads all the books, that knows what the fuck is going on in the world outside of our own.
To fact check us every fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah, that can come on and be like, well, excuse me, guys, you're completely inaccurate. You sound like a complete fucking jackass to your audience right now. So let me just fill you in on reality and what actually is happening.
Yeah.
But so there's that girl. There was another girl. There was actually 2 other girls. One girl, we were texting a little while we were on the one dating app, going back and forth. She gives me her number, start texting her. And the last thing I texted her, I just mentioned, we were talking about music. And the last thing I mentioned to her was about the Tool concert I went to see in AC prior to coronavirus. And now I was really looking forward to a lot of like Guns N' Roses was coming this summer. Deftones. So there was a lot of concerts I was looking forward to this summer. Obviously, shit hit the fan. That's not happening. And crickets. She never said anything else. She never responded. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to reach out again. Like this is like a tennis match. Okay. It goes back and forth. Now this other girl I matched with, and this goes back to July. And I wrote her. She never responded. I saw that she just looked at my shit the other day. So I basically said to her, I was like, hey, if you're going to check me out more than once, like you got to say something. You got to say hello.
Yeah.
So she responded, hi, ... So I was like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, all right, I'm out.
Was the ... like for you to fill in the blank or?
I
don't feel like saying any much more than hi and then ... fucking fill in the blanks.
Exactly. Like I had no idea how to respond to that because I'm like.
Well, whoever that is, you lost, Tommy. You fucking lost. You slipped up, missed out. And now look at this. Fucking go with the author.
So then she wrote me back 2 days later or whatever, and she says, sorry, I was in traffic. So hello, nice to meet you. And I was like, okay. And I said to her, I'm like, oh, all right, cool, nice to meet you. I was like, I really didn't know how to respond to that. So like I pretty much wasn't going to. And then, I was like, so, where you from? Been on any dates? And then it's like one sentence. And I'm like, okay, can we fucking get some now? And this other girl, there was a lot of texting back and forth. It seemed like it was the flow was good, the conversation went well, and which is why I thought, and especially her line of work and what she writes about, I thought it would be a cool topic to have her on the podcast.
So what do you do though if, like, right now in the world we live in, what do you do if she's like, oh yeah, it's great to meet you, let's meet up? What do you do then? What's next?
I have no fucking idea, because I'm like, dude, prior to everything that's going on, there's a shit ton of places to go, right? So you wouldn't even think twice about where to go. I'm sure.
But the thing that sucks is it is all let's go have a drink.
Oh yeah, yeah. But now it's like, well, can you go anywhere to have a drink? Like, yeah. I still am not 100% sure of what the limitations are. It's still a little bit cloudy to me. So she's going to come down. I'm like fucking burping because I'm drinking at the same time. It's a Wing It Wednesday. I stopped drinking on the podcast. The first couple ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say you haven't been drinking, but go ahead.
Well, the first couple ones I was drinking, I was like fucking pounding them back.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna loosen up.
Well, they were also 3 hours long. So like in the beginning you were normal, and then by 2 hours and 45 minutes, you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, man.
Exactly. So I'm like, maybe I should curb that, because I don't want to come off and say some really.
Like, Tom, what are you doing? You just fell over in your chair and shit.
Yeah, just fall asleep during the podcast, or like say some like really, really dumb shit, inappropriate things. So I was like, let me lay off so I can make a little bit more sense. But it was Wing It Wednesdays, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a little drink. And it was just one of those days where I felt like, it's actually been one of those weeks where I felt like, fuck it, I'm having a drink. But anyway, I don't know exactly where we're going to go, but there's a few places, that have outside dining that I guess we're going to check out. But even with that, like, I'm like, do I wear a fucking mask? Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. And she even said to me, she was like, well, have you gone out? Like, do you care about the COVID
Dude, you can make all
situation?
kinds. You can lie your ass off. You could be like, normally I'd fucking take my speedboat out, but I'd normally take you on this fucking, like name like 10 things you'd normally do, but just tell her coronavirus. Well, normally I'd fucking take you up to the fucking my other penthouse, but it's been closed now due to coronavirus.
You know what's weird about that? I've never actually lied to a girl to like really like, I guess, impress them. Or
that's disgusting.
But let me rephrase that situation. Let me rephrase that, because I said I never have done that, and that is a lie. I did it one time, and it was kind of like a joke, but then it kind of progressed into something like we just kept going with it, and it worked. Now,
and then you don't know how to dig out.
Yeah, like I was 30, 31, maybe something along those lines. We're in Wildwood. I have a shore house. It was like a Sunday night. It's me, a couple guys. We're down the shore, and there's these group of girls that were pretty hot, and they were young. They were going at it, like they were doing shots, like woo, all this shit. And it turns out the one girl, she just turned 21. So there were 3-4 girls. 2 of them were pretty hot. 2 of them, so whatever. And we just, I don't know how it happened. Actually, I might even be lying. I might have been a little bit older than that. I might have been 33, somewhere along those lines. I don't even remember. But because I've done some theater, we started telling this chick that I was in movies. Like I've done movies. Watch that sign, man. That man bun was just
Yeah, I just
cracking into
lost
your
my
throat.
hair.
Yeah. You're gonna end up like Michael Jackson during the
Yeah,
Pepsi
could you
commercial.
imagine? That'd be great for the podcast.
That would be phenomenal for the
Like,
eyes.
the podcast sucks, but you ever see that part where the guy's hair went on fire?
Imagine how many hits we would have for that.
Oh man,
that would be fantastic. We'd be overnight sensations.
how could we ever top it?
That would be our greatest podcast ever.
Yeah.
But so I literally lied to this girl about I met Robert De Niro. I was an extra on this movie. All of these things, and it just kept going. And it wasn't even just me. It was a friend of mine who was also an actor, and he was kind of just adding fuel to the fire and just kind of going back and forth. So it just escalated into we're just making out. Like, this girl's 21. I'm 32, 33. That was the other thing. I think I lied to her and told her I was 27. And next thing I know, I'm making out with her at the fucking bar. We go back to her hotel, or to this room that they have. Not even a room. It was actually a house. And it was like, I've never seen that many bottles of liquor spread along this gigantic countertop that was just all over the place. And this girl was like super aggressive. Like, we're talking, and like at the bar, and she's like, "So are you gonna like make out with me or what?
Eat my butt."
Yeah, like, and I may have that night if she would have said,
"Dude,
it
by the way, I'm scared of aggressive women. Aggressive women fucking scare me. Like again, go back. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, we must look like the biggest vaginas on here because we don't like dildos. You don't eat butt. We don't like. We just like missionary. Like, on the layman's terms, it's like missionary love.
It's very simple. Layman's terms, we're very simple people. We like simple things. We're like the Amish of podcasts. So, and in bed, we're very Amish in bed.
I like a good strong woman.
Yeah, and actually, dude, I actually like aggressive women, because then I know I don't have to be, because especially in today's climate, like, I don't know what level of aggressiveness I can use. Like, I'm always kind of like, hey, like, and I want to kind of like grab their butt, and I'm like, whoa, sorry, I slipped. I don't know what's going on here.
No, see, okay? I'm okay with them saying like, oh, I don't know, because the other way, like I get it whenever I get into that situation, and the girl's like, "Come here, I want to fuck you." like right away, I turn into, like, my brain. I don't know what it is, but my brain goes into like this mode of like, "Oh my God, how many times has she done this?" like I like the girl that I think like it's her, like it's always there. Like, I'm not normally like this, but the ones that are like, "Come here and fucking stick it up my asshole." like right away, I'm like, this is not the first time at the fucking rodeo for you.
Yeah, like, is my penis? Am I gonna get septic?
Oh God, is my dick gonna turn black and fall off?
It might.
Yeah,
but
I always think that. But that goes back to, I don't know why the Lorraine Bobbitt shit just came back in my head, but like, I'd be bringing my little penis back in. Like, Doc, what do you do?
So maybe like.
I mean, my thing looks all right when it's fucking in full form, but I think if it was shriveled up and turned black from sepsis.
Yeah, you're a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
I can relate.
They'd be like, well, it took that guy's 4 years, but we can grow yours back in about a week or two.
Yeah, we just plant this tiny little seed and pop, Danny's little penis will sprout right up. Just give it a little sun.
We could actually just take some skin from your taint and fucking turn it back in if you wanted what you had.
Yeah, this little thing, this will pop right back up every time.
They wouldn't have to blur it out. Like, they'd be taking the picture of me like, man grows penis up for him. They'd be like, where's it at? I can't even blur this thing out.
This is how fucked up my brain works. I'm literally picturing like placing a seed in your penis area and throwing a little water on there and a little sun and sprout.
What do they do? What do they do?
It's like a cute little mushroom you just grew.
But that's what. See, the thing is I'm still perplexed as to like what it means to grow a penis on somebody's forearm. I don't know what I said, but my girlfriend just came out the door looking at me like penis forearm.
No, I'm sorry, but I was talking. I thought you heard what I said.
Oh, good. Well, get out of here then. Don't be saying any more, or I'll start talking about you. But so,
all right. So back to the lying at the shore house. We go back to these girls' houses. This girl is making out with me in the fucking staircase. She's throwing me up against the wall. She's fucking grabbing me. It's great. Like, we're having a great fucking time. Everybody's like, a couple people are hooking up. We go back to the house. Like I said, there's alcohol bottles everywhere. A couple people.
So basically, she's a trashy, aggressive whore.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Especially at the time. I've changed a little bit, but at that time I was completely okay with it. So this happens and we go back to the house. Everybody's hooking up and like she literally brings me to her door to the bedroom, making out with me. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I got to go to bed." And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to come with you, right?" And she's like, "No,
you dirty bitch."
And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck, man.
You dirty bitch. You dirty, dirty bitch."
Like, I mean, imagine, like, she was literally, like, up against the doorway, like, just, like, all sexy and just fucking making out with me, like, I'm just gonna go to bed.
And I'm
like, and
the worst part is, if you didn't look like you wanted it, you'd have been in there with her.
Oh, and dude, I walked 20 blocks. I was so angry. I was fucking sweaty. I walked fucking 20 blocks. And my buddy, I don't know what happened to him. Well, one guy was still hooking up. The other guy, he was kind of stuck with the not attractive girl.
Yeah,
and he's like,
that was me all the time.
And he's like,
what kind of books do you read?
Yeah, like,
what's your favorite show on Netflix?
Oh, that's my favorite too. All right.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, and the other, like, you just hear everyone else fucking, and you're trying to like you're like, oh yeah, sounds like they're having a jolly old time in there.
Oh, dude. So that was a disappointing story.
So wait though, this is the girl you continue to lie to though.
Yeah. So I guess I had it coming.
But wait, what do you mean? Like, when did you see her again?
Oh, I never did. It was just a random.
No, then you didn't lie. No, it's one night thing.
She literally turned 21 that night. And I told her, I was like, I'm not telling her I'm like 33.
Yeah.
You know, because she might be like, ew, you're like an old man.
But there's also, I mean, I've been there too, where you say a bunch of shit, like, because you really don't think anything of it. You're just making jokes, like.
Yeah, like
then it's too late. It's too late. Like, you're at her, and guess what? Fuck her, because she lied with her fucking body. You know what I mean? So you guys both lied to each other.
Right. And I definitely didn't think anything was going to come of it, because I'm like, these fucking broads are super young. But she was kind of game for it, you know, and then that fucking happened, which was just
See, I like the worst ever. That's the worst thing you could do to a fucking guy, is do everything to imply he's going to get it, and then just and you know what I really think happens with women, and because I've had it happen enough to me, Tom. Okay. But what happens is, I think that a lot of women out there aren't sexually satisfied. They're just used to like a drunk dude trying to get in their fucking pants. And they're just so used to that being unsatisfying. Like, you know, some dude comes in and fucks her for 10 seconds and goes like, oh, I got to go fucking get back to my car, you know? And I really do think this. And I think what happens is some women start to enjoy like watching a guy fucking want it is like he wants me that bad, and then I'll leave it right here. Like, if I leave it right here, then I stand the victor in this fucking sexual situation. And I think some women have been let down so many times that that is the enjoyment of sex, is more that guy wants to fuck me. And that's basically making me have an emotional orgasm. You know what I mean? Rather than fucking letting that guy do what he wants and then having me be the victor. I mean, having him be the victor in the situation. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a power struggle there.
Yeah. And think about it, dude. Like, I mean, I can't be a woman in the sense, but I mean, it's very rare that a woman would ever beg, like, you know what I mean? Like, think about that. Like, think about that. That's what makes men and women different right there, is like, I have no clue what it feels like to not have to like really try to get someone's, I guess to get sex, you know what I mean? Like, a men and women thing is like, I have to fucking impress you or somehow get, even if they like you, you know what I mean? You still have to like go through these obstacles usually, unless the girl's like had a crush on you for fucking the longest time or something. It's very rare that you'd ever be able to look at a girl as she's like, can I come in? And you're like, nope, not tonight, sweetheart.
Imagine if you were a dude that got laid.
I was going to say, I am a dude.
No, that you got laid so much that you could actually turn away pussy.
Dude, I think about this though. Sadly, I think about this a lot. But
I think about how amazing that would be.
No, but like think about it, right? Like if you're anyone, I mean anyone that is fucking famous, okay? Like, and especially if you're like the most famous, okay? It's like, I hate to show my age because every time I do this, people are like, ew, he's not attractive. But I would say Brad Pitt or George Clooney, but let me take it down to a level of like, let's say Channing Tatum, okay?
Right.
I'm not gay, but he's a fucking hot guy, okay? Oh, shit, there I go again. But so anyway, if you're a hot dude like that, and you're famous, so you got the combination, like you're not Harvey Weinstein, you're like a good looking dude anyway, and now you're famous. When he walks into any room, it's not a matter of can I, it's a matter of who am I going to? And so that's gotta be a very fucking weird feeling. And plus, I mean, I've seen situations at a bar where, I mean, in one case I worked at the Hyatt down on Penn's Landing, and a lot of baseball teams stay there. Right. And every time a baseball team would stay there, you knew that something was going on because all of a sudden it would be all different single girls at my bar. And in some cases they were like, they would say, like, they basically would say, I'm here trying to fuck so-and-so, like for real. And there would be like 5 of them at the bar, and they kind of knew him, like, oh, I met him at the game, whatever. And this dude would come down, or a couple, like, sometimes it was different people, but there would be multiple girls waiting for the same person, and not waiting for them like as if it was that trashy where it was like he would come down and pick one after the other. They would all be waiting for him, and then he would fucking pick one and they would go. And I'm thinking in my head, like, if I was to have 3 girls come to the same bar to meet me, and they were to find out that they were all there to meet me, they'd all 3 just go to fuck home and call me a pig. But if you're famous, I guess, hey, that's life, dude. You can. I thought about this. There was somebody telling me they went to some rapper's party one time, and they were explaining to me that like all these different girls were coming to, like, basically it was just like a bar with, like, dude was coming down and being like, you two can go to his party. You two can go to his party. And I'm thinking in my head, like, what party in the world does one, like, what if, like if I have a party, I go like, I hope there's girls there. A couple of girls come, then you're hoping you can get with one. But if you ever fucking had like 30 girls show up to your party and they were all different people, and they all found out like, oh, he's just inviting girls to his party, they'd all fucking leave. This dude's a piece of shit. But I guess if you're a fucking rapper or something, you can just fucking load them up.
Yeah, like your bedroom's like Club 54.
Yeah.
You get in,
Well,
you can come in, you
yeah.
out.
Not so much.
Eh.
You could watch.
Yeah, like imagine the life of like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean?
Who
Like,
apparently has a big dick. Some girl wrote a book about him, said he had a giant cock.
yeah, I heard he was really good in bed, which
So good for
pisses
him.
which
He got all
pisses me
three.
off. Yeah, like dude, yeah, I mean,
The
I hate to sound
trifecta.
I hate when like I sound kind of jealous, but it irks me when there's like a super good looking person and they're like super talented at everything. Like, can you spread like God? Can you spread the wealth? Like, I'm not the
Yeah,
best
like,
looking dude. Could you give me a fucking
well, you got to
exquisite?
give me one thing to say about him. Like, fucking, like, in other words, like, oh, yeah, well, fuck that dude. He can't fuck anyway. Or he's like, if he's, see, I always say, like, most guys have two of the three. If you got one of the three, it doesn't really matter. If you got two of the three, you're doing great.
What are the
And then
three?
there's it's money and dick, which can be translated into sex as well. Like you can be good at sex. So if you got money and you're good at what you do and you're fucking a good looking dude. So if you could be good looking with a big dick and have no job and you're good, you could have a big dick, a job and not be that good looking. You're all right. But you can't just have a big dick and have no job and be ugly. You know what I mean? You can't
Right.
just have money and have a small dick and be ugly. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I disagree with that.
no, you can, but we've all
Money.
seen that guy. You still pity him. You know what I mean? Like if
Uh,
I still pity that guy. When you see some guy and you're like, these girls don't I feel like if you're good looking and you got money, but what was the other one? But you got a small dick,
yeah, you got something.
right? But the thing is you still go like, he's doing all right. Like when you see him in his environment, he's like, everybody's high fiving him. He's fucking jet skiing on his fucking new boat or something. You're like, guy's still living the life. But if you come across a guy who's just like a Harvey Weinstein, you know what I mean? Like perfect example. Well, Harvey Weinstein has both. But like, if like, I guess that's the other thing too. Did I say that right? You'd have to have two. So if you got, what are we talking about here? If you have money and you got, no, yeah. If you got money and you got no dick and you're ugly. Yeah, that's Harvey Weinstein. All right. So in other words, except for
That could
he
actually
was
be
powerful though.
that could also be like Steve Buscemi.
But Steve Buscemi,
I mean, I
well,
don't really.
you're
I don't
talking
want
about
to.
his dick. I can guarantee. I put my money on Steve Buscemi's probably got a fucking. They don't. He's got the old Buscemi.
He's got a rod.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, listen, I had no idea what Steve
I know
Buscemi's
when a guy's got a rod. That guy's got a rod.
well, God probably was like, look, man, I fucked up with you. Like everything that's going on physically is a little bit awkward. So we're going to give you a little bit.
But dude, I also think that that's one of God's fucking little games. God plays some little games. So if you take like look at like mentally ill people, okay? Apparently,
oh boy,
apparently they got giant ding dongs. Okay.
Where do you find out this information?
Well, I've heard it. I've heard it like from people in the neighborhood who've said like, I can't explain it. Like I forget how this would have come about. But I mean, we've all had the dude in the neighborhood and then somehow like, he'd come out and just fucking pull his pants down or something fucking because he's crazy. Come around at the house naked or something. And somebody'd be like, that dude's got a fucking giant dong on him. And you think like, God knew he had to give this guy some type of ability. I really think that
but like how often does he get to use it? He's mentally.
But what I'm trying to say is like this is what I'm saying is like, trust me, dude. Trust me when I tell you this. Just like people are raping old people in fucking nursing homes and shit like that. Like, trust me. There's been a nurse or something that's been taking care of that guy. That's like, man, that's a hog. I'm gonna fucking close the door and give this guy a fucking a sponge bath real fast.
I think you're watching too many movies, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, them mentally ill people got hogs.
Mentally ill people have hogs.
And Steve Buscemi's got a fucking hog too.
And there's nurses all over that are just like, hey, man, I'm just going to hop on this hog.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you right now that there probably isn't too many people out there who never got it, no matter what their situation. But anyway, off of mentally ill people having hogs and back onto like more of a Steve Buscemi-ish. Just what I basically meant is, haven't you ever seen someone who you knew, like when you looked around, it's when they only have the one of the three, and it's like no matter how nice their boat is, no matter whatever, when you're like hanging out with them, you know that the only fucking reason why they're going to get laid is cause of just the one thing they have. And there's a thing even in them girls where it's like they don't want to, but they're going to. Whereas I think like when somebody has two of the three, it kind of gets a little bit more like it goes on, like, in other words, you'll be whispering that shit like, he fucking only gets pussy because he's got money and a big dick. Like, you can't even say that about somebody. Like, if if they got two of the three, like, just saying the two is like you're saying good things, he only gets laid because he's good looking and has money. But when somebody like just has a big dick, which would be the mentally ill guy, like you just told me, well, so what? Just has a big dick. Well, there you go. He might get laid just for having the big dick, but you don't want anything else that he has. You know what I mean? So I've got two of the three. I'm not going to, well, maybe I'm down to one.
Maybe.
I am unemployed, but I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. I'll let you figure it out for yourself.
Well, I don't even at this point, I'm questioning that I have any of them.
But no, I mean, I think that's a good theory to go off of, the trifecta. If you're, I mean, I guess like there's another thing too to good looking. Like, good looking is, like, I mean, you could really be the fucking the dynasty, the unicorn of the trifecta, like we said, like a Leonardo DiCaprio or a fucking Chad. Well, we don't even know that about, like, say, Channing Tatum or something. But I mean, we're really interested in men's penis size here on layman's terms. But but no, what I'm saying is, like, if I was hanging out with Harvey Weinstein and I'm looking at him and I know, like if I'm hanging out with some dude who looks like Leonardo DiCaprio, but he doesn't have a job, and I know he's got a big schlong and he's fucking got like 3 hot girls trying to bang him. I mean, at the end of the day, when he goes home with one that I like, I'll say to my friend, like, fucking guy doesn't even have a job. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But the thing is if I'm on a fucking like boat with like Harvey, like I'm actually looking at the dude with the fucking big dick and the good looks, like a little jealous. You know what I mean? But when I'm hanging out with a fucking Harvey Weinstein,
But how do you know that he has a big dick?
I'm just saying, if you do, like, I mean, I was working. I'll tell you something. How, girls are funny. I don't even know if I should tell you, but I seen a guy one time at my fucking bar that was the biggest dickhead in the world.
And he had a dick on his elbow.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know this, right? For fact.
You don't know that he had the dick on the elbow.
A dick on the elbow? No, maybe he did. But so fucking my ass hurts. I'm fucking sitting on his bar stool. I got to change my setup.
That's all those big dicks you're fucking.
That's how I size them up.
Exactly.
No, but so a dude came into my bar one time, and he was just being a complete fucking jerk off. He was like there was like a group of guys that were on a bachelor party and a group of girls who were on a bachelorette party that had nothing to do with each other. And this guy was like, one of these guys where like he couldn't wait to argue with somebody. Like, I mean, we'll just, whatever it was like, yeah, you girls are from this city, fuck that city, whatever. And the girls like hated him. Like, these girls that he just met, like his friends were kind of being like, whatever his name is, just fucking chill out, man. And he was being so annoying. And his friends actually looked at me and I said, like, what the fuck is that guy's deal? Like, how would he, like, why? Like I said, how does he even intend to get fucking laid like that, acting like that? And one of these dudes were like, he's got a giant dick. But the thing was I even thought, like, so what? He's a fucking asshole. He's not going to get in the ass. And then the fact that he had a giant dick became a topic of conversation with just his friends and the bachelorette party. And the fucking funniest part is there was a girl in the bachelorette party who looked like a fucking librarian.
Right.
Like she was like the quietest, nerdiest fucking, she wasn't amazing looking or anything, but she wasn't ugly. She looked like that girl from the fucking movies where you take her glasses off and shake her hair out and she looks all right.
Right.
And at the very end of the fucking night, everybody's like, where's Linda? Where the fuck's whoever they're talking, whoever the girl's name was. And they look over and she's like fucking googly eyed sitting there fucking like rubbing the guy's like fucking like that dickhead who's been a dickhead the whole time. And I'm saying to myself, that bitch heard big dick stories like 15 times and now she wants to fucking see it,
Right.
So I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is if I've been in the situation where like you're hanging out with like fucking 10 girls on a boat and the guy that owns the boat is not attractive, not anything, but he's like got a fucking boat. He's got money. In this particular case, the guy was like the leading fucking ear, nose, and throat doctor in New Jersey. And he had a house in Avalon.
Right.
And he had so much going on that we took his boat from his one fucking mansion in Avalon to the next mansion we took a long drive in Avalon and docked at his other mansion,
Yeah.
Then we were fucking swimming at his pool and shit. And the whole thing was that you're almost looking at these girls like it becomes sad. Like when you can't find that when you can't fill in that third gap, like I said, like he just has money and you're looking and you're like saying it's kind of becomes sad. You're like, you're going to fuck this guy because he has money. And that's it. You have lowered yourself to like, you don't even like, you don't even care about your enjoyment. Like, what are you going to get out of this? You're going to fuck the guy because he's got a fucking nice house. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess if he had any of the other ones, it's like, well, at least I'll enjoy it because he's good looking, or at least, I'll enjoy it because he's got a big schlong or whatever. But it's like I said, maybe you're right though, because Harvey Weinstein could have had a fucking big schlong. I don't know. Doesn't look like a big schlong guy. Looks like a soda can guy.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't
listen. This is what I do. I don't care what anybody thinks. I look at a guy and I size him up, and then I just fucking imagine what his penis looks like. That's how I do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's sometimes people are like, well, what are you like into dudes? Like if I say a guy's a good looking guy, people are like, really? Like other dudes will be like, I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah, they know.
That's good. And they're like,
they're closet gay guys.
And they're like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. If I walk into a room and I'm with a chick and she starts talking to a dude, if I get jealous, it's probably because he's a good looking dude. Because if she's talking to Steve Urkel, I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not so much worried about it. You got to get a more comfortable chair or something there, buddy.
I got like an old plastic bar stool. It fucking hurt my asshole.
Oh, yeah, that sounds horrible. So that's what I'm saying. And yeah, I don't know how he went down this road.
I do. I brought us here because that's where my mind goes, to dirty places.
But I know one thing, that this
Well, but wait, when you were saying like size up a dude, like I'll be honest too, like I have actually thought about this before, and what I think it is for anybody who says, fuck, how would you know that? Like, dude, first off, you know that, okay? The reason why I know you know that is because there's a reason why they have this shit in movies and shit, okay? There's a reason why they cast a guy a certain way. There's a reason why Disney draws the good prince and the bad prince, or, the certain way and shit with the big jaw. There's fucking things that you identify with as like a good looking fucking dude. And I actually think that what that is you basically are like probably an innate thing that you size up your fucking competition. Like, you know what I mean? You walk into a room with your girl, and let's just say you want to go back to primal days. It's like you have to know when you have to protect your shit,
Oh, yeah. Dude, I even get like that. Like, I'll fucking see a dude that's like fucking 6'3" or 6'4", and I'm like, fuck that guy. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like I get like, and I'm average fucking
But
size. I'm fucking 5'10", you know, that's
this
average.
this
But like,
this goes back to the thing I said about uh when I was saying about like the sizing people up with the trifecta.
right.
Because if they're like, remember when you said when somebody's got the trifecta, and I was like, yeah, you want something to like to say, you know? So it's
Right.
like if some guy's all fucking good looking and tall and he's talking to your girlfriend, like you want to kind of be able to say like, yeah, that dude's he's an asshole and hasn't had a job in fucking 3 years. You know what I mean? Like there's like, in other words, like don't get it twisted when you're a girl. Like you, they can't live off of just a one, you know? If you're dating a guy and he's got a fucking giant, or like, let's just say he's great in bed. We'll just say that. It's like great in bed ain't going to get you anywhere if you don't have the other two. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or one of the other two. So each one of them, if you only have one, they only get you so far. You need to have two. And if you don't have the other one, it's okay. Like if you're a really good guy and you're good in bed and you work hard and you have a job, but you're not rich, you know what I mean? Well, the girl might know if I chase the money, you know, I lose these other two things. You know what I mean? But it's got to be the two things. If the girl was just with you for your dick size or how you were in bed, then eventually she might find like, you know what? Having a comfortable life is just as good.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to have the two or else you don't win the weighing it out.
There's also another way you can fucking tell, and I don't know, maybe if this is just fucking me, but like, if I can look at a guy, well, not even just look at a guy, but if you know, like let's just say,
We're getting gayer and gayer.
yeah, which is fine. But
Tell
like,
me more about guys'
It's-
dicks.
but like, no, like I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say a guy like Tim Tebow, good-looking guy,
Small dick.
football player,
Small dick.
says all the right things, is like saving fucking children in Africa, fucking doing everything. Like, how could you fucking hate on that guy? Like, if your fucking girl leaves you for that dude, like, what do you say? Like, oh, well, that guy's an asshole. Well, no, he's not. No, he's not. Like,
But I can guarantee you that listen to me, man. I'm good at this. I'm good at sizing up dudes.
I'm imagining you watching TV, like,
Yeah.
looking at Tim Tebow, watching fucking Trump. Like, I wonder what kind of fucking dick
Trump's got a hog. Trump's got a fucking hog.
Trump's got a hog.
Trump's got a hog.
Like Chris.
Nobody
Cuomo.
can act like that without a hog.
I don't know. He might be overcompensating.
No, he's not overcompensating.
He could be. I don't know.
He's not overcompensating, dude.
I don't know.
Remember when he got called out for that shit?
For small hands or something?
Yeah, but do you ever see when he responded?
No, I don't know.
He got basically fucking Marco Rubio, whatever, the Florida guy, which makes me laugh because they call whatever, but they said he said he's got small hands or something. Like he said like something like that's what makes me laugh is they turned that on Trump. But basically somebody said to Trump, how can you expect him to run a country with those small hands? And then implied like he got a small dick for some reason. But what I'm trying to say is like I would be more fucking turned off by the guy who accused the guy, you know? Like in other words, I wouldn't be mad at the guy for what he says back. I'd be like, how does that coordinate with fucking running a country? So Trump responded by saying like, kind of like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's bringing that up for. He's talking about my hands. And he goes, by the way, and he shows his hands. He's like, look at these hands. He's like, they're not small. And he goes, and by the way, and I'm telling you, I could see in his fucking face when he said it that he meant it. He was like, and you can look wherever else you want, but there ain't no fucking problem there. And I was like, he's got a hog.
He's got a hog. I don't know.
If he didn't have a hog, he would have just said like, how dare you?
I don't know. I think there's definitely some guys.
Oh, it's weird or something. It's got like a fucking big orange head on it or something, but it's big.
There's definitely some guys out there that fucking bully you, that fucking act like they're the shit because they're not working with a lot of shit down below
Yeah,
the belt, below the belt line.
but then you're calling Trump a bully and shit. I just see him as being
Well,
like
I'm not saying him. I'm saying
he doesn't back away from a fight.
I'm saying just because somebody is that way doesn't necessarily mean that they got big dick energy. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like they might have a big, yeah.
My
I don't know. But
I
like,
just want to see how long I can keep you talking, because I know you didn't want to be. I know you tried to get out of this conversation like 5 times, but I want to keep you there with the ding dongs.
I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? Sometimes you sometimes you got to talk about these things.
But dude, no, but like honestly though, and we'll end it here. But like, I think my trifecta theory is pretty good. Like, I mean, I think the only thing that's wrong with it is like maybe one of them have to encompass a little more. Like when you brought up Steve Buscemi, like here's the thing, like, is Steve Buscemi ugly? And like, let's just say he's a really cool dude. Like, couldn't that be part of looks? Like, I do think, because I've done.
Okay.
Like, I think your personality does shine through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. But like, let's say something, right? Let's clarify something. A guy like Jared Leto, for instance,
His dick.
He's a good looking guy.
I know a girl that met him and said that he put it, like, she was a waitress that did a couple of porn movies, and she told me Jared Leto's favorite thing to do was to just come up behind you and put his dick on your shoulder. And she was like, because it's huge. You know, it's huge, right?
No, I don't know that. But what I'm saying is, but that's not surprising. Like,
did you not know that before you mentioned him? That's like no.
No, I had no idea.
That's like no. When you're done, when you're done talking to me, you can look it up. There's even like pictures of him when he's doing his band, where people are like zooming in on his. But like, there's been so many stories. Apparently, it's like ridiculous what that dude's walking around with. But I don't care if anyone thinks I'm gay. We're talking about dicks either, because I'll talk about them all day long.
But my point is that here's a, you know, you're talking about Steve Buscemi's personality and it's going to shine. But listen, if you put Steve Buscemi and Jared Leto next to each other, I don't care how much fucking Steve Buscemi's fucking personality shining. 9 times out of 10, Jared Leto's leaving with your chick.
Yeah, but wait a second. But now you're weighing. Here's the thing. Again, if you got the trifecta, you're the champion, right? But you're talking about two guys.
Well, they're both famous. They're both rich. And apparently they both got hogs.
But what I'm trying to say is.
So Jared Leto.
You have. Go ahead.
Jared Leto could be a dick. And even probably more than likely still leave with the girl over Buscemi.
But here's what I'll say now. Now you're weighing one of the two. Like, in other words, if you are an 8 in looks and you've got a fucking 10-inch dong, maybe the girl would take the guy with the 10 in looks and the 9-inch dong. You know what I mean? Like, then you got to weigh out. There's a chart for this, Tom.
Yeah, and I'm not good at math.
No, but you know what I'm trying to say, though. Like, in other words, that would be like, if you're good looking and you have money, there's going to be a guy better looking than you with maybe the same amount of money or maybe less money. Now you're weighing out the individual things, but we're talking about somebody who has zero. Like, if Jared Leto had zero money, Buscemi's taking the chick home.
I don't know about that.
Listen.
I don't know about that. Well, okay. That depends on the age range we're talking about. Because if it's fucking 18 to 35, Jared Leto's probably taking them home.
Well,
after that, Steve Buscemi, after 35, the chicks might have a couple kids and they're thinking, well, I need stability in my life.
Well, again, it goes back to too, like, I do think this about women too. Like, I think that they have individual needs, right? So some girl might have been fucking some young dude with a fucking okay job and he's got a great hog on him and he's fucking good looking, but he's not rich. And like, if a woman is like, you know, fucking really sick of like coming home and the dude's never there because he's got to work 2 jobs, and then in walks some guy who can offer, like, in other words, it's like I think that's one of the fights. Like, you'll see that's probably why that's in most of those like romantic comedies, where it's like the guy's always up against the guy who's like an asshole, but he's got fucking a lot of money. He's like the boss or whatever he is. And, you know, and in that movie, she always goes back to the whatever, which is not the case. But it's like, I feel like what might happen in the world is like somebody comes and offers you an easier life. And it's like, you're weighing what you have against like, you know what, at this point in my life, I just fucking don't want to struggle so much. So I just think it all depends on, like, remember we were talking when I was saying about the girl that fucking left you hanging in the doorway.
Right.
It's like maybe she's been unsatisfied by sex. You know what I mean?
She doesn't leave Jared Leto hanging.
But no. But what I'm trying to say is,
She's bringing Jared Leto in the fucking bed with her.
yeah, she probably when she feels that hog.
She said,
But
fuck you, fucking.
But I guess like, you know, kind of being serious in a sense is like, I think what happens is, if a woman has a different outlook on life. So like, in other words, if a woman like wants good sex and has had good sex and, you know, feels like she's going to have good sex with someone, maybe she'll go for that. But then there's this is kind of what I mean. Like, you ever see another thing they play out in movies all the time. There's always the kind of trophy wife with the guy who's rich, but then they always have that thing where she's like fucking around with the pool boy, you know?
Right.
But that's a woman who made a choice for money, but now she wants to fulfill the fucking void. You know what I'm saying? So I think like it just depends on where people are in their lives. Like, you know, if you're a rich woman, now what do you want? You know, you don't, one of those fucking factors in the trifecta are out, you know? So
I feel like we should have a chart to break down the trifecta and have a laser pointer to break it down and really do an episode on the breakdowns and break it down in layman's terms.
On the hog.
On the hog, the size of the hog, the width, the girth.
Yeah, well, we got to think of a name for the three because you got money, dick, and what is the other one? Well, it's my fucking theory, and I lost the other one.
Well, money,
dick, and looks.
Yeah, well, I already labeled it when we on one of the podcasts. I know I did mention this about women want to date the devil. They only want to date guys that are over 6 feet tall, over 6 inches in the fucking penis, and over 6 figures in the bank. So that's a 666 rule.
But did you ever date a like a tall chick?
Yeah, well,
tall chick.
Yeah, so last summer, I was dating this girl and she was 5'9", 5'10". So like, and I knew she was tall. And when I fucking met up with her in person, I was like, fuck, man. Like, because I was already kind of hoping.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'10", but she was 5'9". And chicks like wear fucking high heels and shit.
Well, that's what I dated a girl who was 6 foot. And it's like the most embarrassing thing in the world because I'm basically 6 foot. But when you put fucking high heels on, you're a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And I'd be walking in the room like holding her hand of like literally I felt like I was being like fucking like I was walking in with like a fucking, you know, like a prize horse. Like you just fucking roll into place like, you know, you're fucking, it's just weird, man. I don't like tall women, period. I like short women.
Well, I like a nice in between. Like I don't like super short, but I like a nice somewhere in between. I don't really know if that was a good description of what
I'm
the fuck
losing
I'm talking
this
about.
fucking stool. I can't take it anymore. My ass is killing me.
But I will tell you, when I was dating this girl, there were some times, man, where I was like fucking almost on my fucking tippy toes, like fuck. And when I first met her, I'm like, holy fuck, you're fucking tall.
Yeah.
I
don't like them. I don't like tall women.
But I you know what? Look, imagine being Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise dates fucking chicks.
Yeah.
Almost every fucking chick that he dates is fucking taller than he is.
Well, imagine being Tom Cruise. I'll be fucking Tom Cruise any day of the week.
Oh yeah. That's yeah. I would imagine. I would trade place. Good looking guy, talented. I mean, he believes in fucking aliens and shit. It's a little bit fucking weird, but you know, to each his own. You know, what are you gonna say? I mean, um,
Well, I don't, dude. I don't even know if he believes in that shit. Like I was watching something a little while ago on it, and what they were saying about fucking the Scientology and Tom Cruise situation is they pay him like more than he'll ever make in the movies, like millions and millions of dollars a year. And then it kind of goes into like he met his last wife, I think, through there. But either way, what happened with Tom Cruise and Scientology is they pay him like he basically just rolls in, gives a speech. By being part of the church, he's like tax free.
right.
And then simultaneously, when he shows up, he's basically like, he gets fucking what he wants. And sometimes that's a fucking young Scientology girl. You know what I mean? Like, apparently he's got the setup, dude. So if you got so in other words, I used to think he all believed in that shit, but I watched the documentary basically saying like, he doesn't believe in this shit. It's like he's doing an act to not pay taxes and to fucking like he doesn't actually live by the rules of Scientology. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I don't know, but I know the whole reason for this episode of Wing It Wednesday, which we just wung that and named it that.
And my ass is killing me.
Yeah, is because we had a guest scheduled.
She's gonna do it again on Sunday.
But she had some issues and couldn't make it. But I think it'll be a nice transition from this podcast talking about big penises and all of that fun stuff, the big dick energy.
Big dick energy.
To our next guest. It'll be our first guest.
Yeah, so apparently we're going to have somebody on, and we're going to have that episode should be done by Sunday. Hopefully I'll get this one up pretty soon. I hope you enjoyed us talking about big hogs. As you can tell, I can size them up. So any one of my friends out there, anybody know, just know I've already fucking sized up your hog. I know what you're walking around with. But
dude, have you so you judged me up? Like you
I've seen your hog, I remember.
Really? I don't remember that.
Well, whatever, maybe you didn't realize it, but I've seen it once. Seen the old hog.
I hope you were impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. You got a hog. You got an all right little guy going on.
That's such a fucking lie. That's how I know you're fucking bullshitting me right now.
I can't remember if it was your hog.
You were like, yeah, it probably wasn't. There were so many hogs. They were all
I just count hogs to go to sleep at night.
Yeah, like they all just blended together.
Yeah.
All these different
I think
hogs.
this is the episode people like. I think if anyone was curious before, now they're like, I think that fucking guy's gay.
Yeah,
but you never know. Who knows? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But anyway, yeah, I think that sums up. Remember, you got the trifecta, the unicorn. You got to have 2 of the 3. I know what size your hog is. And like and subscribe and all that good shit. Listen, seriously, if you're fucking listening to us, you have to I don't care if you like us. I don't care whatever. If you're a friend, just do it and be a friend. But you got to fucking subscribe. It helps us out. And give us likes, comments, anything.
Yeah, tell us about your hog.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, give me a comment and ask me to send a picture, and I'll fucking size up your hog.
Yeah, like we should do. You know how the Barstool Dave Portnoy does one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
One touch. Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah. We should,
this guy give him like a 7.4.
We should rate hogs. Like one pick. Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah.
Just send Danny a picture of your hog.
Yeah.
And he will officially rate your hog.
Yeah, I have this ability to size up any man's fucking penis size with just a glance. So,
and with that being said,
yeah,
for any ladies that want to send their cooch.
Oh yeah, I could do diameter.
Their flowers, their breasts. We'll rate your headlights.
Well, I'll tell you another one amazing ability I have. I can size up nipples. I can look at a girl, look at her, look at what's going on, and I can tell you how big her nipples are.
I actually
called them not long. I'm talking about diameter of the areola.
And I don't think I've ever called them headlights, and I just called them headlights.
Did you really good?
I said headlights. I don't know, cantaloupes. I don't know what are your bazungas. I don't know.
Yeah, hey baby, I know how bright your headlights are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what's politically correct. How to really
Look at me, my
them.
ass is hurting so much. I'm like leaning on the wall.
Yeah. Well, you look like you're rating hogs right now.
Ah,
Like
I
for
look
the
like
YouTube
I got a shit.
for the YouTube viewers, Danny's position right now is very provocative. Like he looks like he's aroused by all these hogs
Yeah.
that are flooding his inbox.
All this hog talk. I can't wait to fucking to get off.
Imagine if there was like thousands of dick pics that just flooded your inbox now.
Yeah. Well, I doubt it because we're not even getting any fucking likes or subscribes, but that would be great.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be like the
I
greatest
don't
day of
give
my
a
life.
shit. I'll take dick pics or anything in comments or whatever. But all right, Tom, I guess we'll have to fucking call this one. But anyway, it was wonderful talking to you. It's wonderful talking about hogs. Again, I know I've said it 15 times, but I'll say it again. I can size up your hog. So
Yes.
just remember that. We're not only a fucking podcast show, we've got some special abilities as well. But but all right, like and subscribe, guys. Catch you later. Tom,
Like,
I'll see you later.
subscribe. All right. See you guys.
Later, brother.